So I'll start with the intro. Take me time to the intro. ओ एडिटर ये मत डाल देना भाई प्लीज, पहले भी डाल चुके लोग।
थोड़ा सा डालना प्लीज।
अरे नहीं रे। Okay, so we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Clubs at Manipal. Today we have some board members of IE Mechatronics. So let's start off with the introduction, guys. Achyut.
Yeah, hi, this is Achyut Saxena, President IE Mechatronics Manipal for the board of 2021-2022. So I've been in this club since my first year and have been working I was a management head last year, and this year I was promoted to president as well.
Mukundan.
Alright. Hi guys, I'm Mukundan Charya, the Vice President of IE Mechatronics for 2021-22. I've been in this club for about 1 year now. I've been in management. I've tried to get into the other subsystems, but no, I don't really have much of experience in that. I am really into video editing, so I know the plight of the editors right now when Adit has messed up already.
Yeah. Okay, so hey everyone, I am Adit Luhadia. I'm your host. And with that being said, let's get started with our first question. So can you guys explain like what this club is about and what do you guys do?
All right. So like IE Mechatronics, as we say in the full name, it's IE Mechatronics Students Chapter Manipal. It is a multidisciplinary club. We allow to explore, research, and get into various engineering fundamentals of schools of thought. So basically, we have got around 4 subsystems, now divided into 5 from this year onwards. So we have got artificial intelligence, we have got electronics and electrical, then there's mechanical, and then there's media marketing, and the last one is management. So we've got 5 heads and works as the subsystems are named. So we have done we are pretty old, like we started in 2013-14, and have been trying to get mechatronics as well as other branches as well. So last year we had a good intake from not just mechatronics but other branches, because mechatronics is a mixture of mechanical, electronics, and a bit of CS as well. So we can provide all kinds of stuff under us and not just syllabus or academics.
So I have this question that I got from one of my friends only in the beginning. They asked me this question that is IE Mechatronics related to just the branches that you just said, or anyone, let's say from biotech, can they join the club?
All right. So we have been having students from IT, civil, biomed, biotech, from all the branches actually. And we do consider projects recommended by students, because any project comes under engineering. Engineering is making of anything. So why not include everything into ourselves? So yeah, we do take in other branches as well.
Okay, so that sounds really good. Now let's move on to our next question, which is what all events do you guys generally do every year, or what did you guys do last year?
All right. So last year we had, I think our first event was after using Flutter. That was when basically
I remember that
explains
one.
it all. We used Flutter to develop an app, and we had Google. What did we have exactly? Google Authenticator or something.
So there was Google authentication and Facebook authentication. I was there in that workshop.
Google and Facebook authentication. So then generally deal with robotics. So our next event was introduction to robotics, and that was exactly a year ago. It was just a webinar, but yeah, you get that. Right. So we had students from 7th grade. The youngest kid in the webinar was a student from 7th grade. So our age group is really wide. Then we had, what else we had? We had Fusion 360, our most popular as far as I know. Fusion 360 workshop beginner. That was one of the biggest events that I have seen in IE Mechatronics.
So we also had a webinar on making sense of sensors. So basically the webinars, we aim not just for college students, but we make it open for all. So we invite school students, we invite different college students, even a few professors have joined from different colleges to attend our webinar, or even school teachers who are interested in learning stuff. So making sense of sensors was hosted by a ICAS student in our club, who legit brought sensors. He has sensors at home, so he showed everything, how it works and everything. Made a very good presentation. And since we are planning not to just focus on technical stuff, yeah, I know we are a technical club, but yeah, we do focus on a bit of non-technical stuff as well. So we had a quick workshop in January about Adobe Illustrator, on Adobe Illustrator, where the management subsystem just gave the basics, how it works and stuff like that. And we are trying to diversify ourselves so that people could learn as much as possible. We could spread as much as possible from our end. Apart from just after the Adobe Illustrator workshop, like before the Adobe Illustrator workshop, we had a event along with the Vision MIT, that is a student project about introduction to IoT using Raspberry Pi. We were more of a event provider, as in to get the audience, and also a few people were there who were managing the event and as well as were a part of event also. Then we had a few collaborations with one Parikshit student satellite team. That's also another student project on a post, Instagram post basically, and another one on a post with alumni placement consultancy, ISEC Manipal. So we do involve collaborations as well, not just proper events. So the latest event we had was an event on sustainable development, a talk on sustainable development by our faculty advisor, Mr. Shashank Pansari, and along with a few students from Austria, those who are either pursuing their masters or are doing a PhD, and are a part of NGO called Shift Tanks. So we had a really interactive talk. We were given a poll every 15-20 minutes asking very general questions like, do you know how many metals are there in a mobile phone? I got to know there are 61 used inside a mobile phone. That's really fascinating. And also, how are we going to sustainably develop our environment and country and even the world rather than just consuming the non-renewable resources and stuff? So it was really a pleasure to sit with them, talk out our ideas, their ideas, and maybe come to a conclusion soon that what can we do about making this world a better place to live in.
Cool. So moving on to our next question, can you guys tell some of your awards or achievements that you have achieved till now?
All right. So considering about achievements, we do quite a few projects. So since we were stuck at home due to pandemic, we decided to make a mass detector, which was made by the AI subsystem, a very basic one using open computer vision. And people did work on that and was a successful one. We are still writing the kind of paperwork on it. So it is in progress. The other one was a sentiment analysis using ML, another one by AI. So those project details are not much available, but yeah, the work is still on.
So our most recent achievement would be the completion of our mechanical project. That is a 4-degree freedom SCARA robotic arm. It's built, it's math model using MATLAB. So it's built in Fusion 360. So there was should I talk about the presentation?
Yeah, cool.
So we had a presentation like a full club meet where we had our board transfer and then we had the presentation for the ODUF SCARA robotic arm. It was like really exciting to see stuff work like this. They showed the inner workings. You could see a cross section of the arm. You could see how the gears were turning, how the servos were going to move, how the arm would go down and up and pick up stuff. Everything is like mind blowing.
Yeah, that's really nice. So moving on to our next question. This is now one of the most asked questions that probably everyone who's watching this video is thinking about. How do you guys recruit and when do you guys recruit?
Yeah, go ahead, start with.
Okay. So last year we had a single phase of recruitment, like just one set of recruitments where we would take a interview. That is basic questions like domains ka bare mein, and then you have management ka questions. And then we had a kind of, I'm not going to say task phase, I'm going to call it a training period where you would get a small piece of information, like small experience about what subsystem you want to be part of. Let's say you want to be part of electrical subsystem, electronic subsystem, then you will do a small like course in electronics. If you want to be part of AI, then you have a choice of 3 courses: machine learning, deep learning, and I think I'm not sure exactly what the last one was. I think it was Python or C++.
Yeah, it
You
was
do
fine.
one of those 3 courses, and then you have a final report to submit. That's what we did last year. I think we'll be continuing with that this year. We'll have the same kind of interviews and training period, and then you'll be assigned your subsystem.
Yeah, so basically our aim is that since first years come for recruitment as a working community, as a working committee, we cannot, they cannot judge what subsystem they want from the starting itself. So in the interview, we give them questions of all sorts and even ask their preference, what would you like to be asked? So we take their questions, and after that in the training period, they experience a bit of everything so that they have knowledge that we are doing this in this subsystem, we do that in that subsystem. So for example, in mechanical, they could have Fusion 360 ka ek chota sa course. And for electronics, they have a Arduino course, very small, and it's spread along a month long time, so that people acquire a bit of knowledge about everything. And then we pass out a form, which subsystem do you want? So we compare their reports, like the progress they made in the particular subsystem and their preference. And we have mentors for everyone. So as the mentors would suggest that this person did exceptionally well in that, this or that. So we put people accordingly into the subsystem. So that's our whole of recruitment procedure.
So from your answer, I kind of feel like this club is kind of somewhere between a club and a student project, like because you also call it like subdomains and subsystems, sorry, and like you have kind of like a task base. That sounds a little bit more interesting, to be honest. So is it something like that? Are you going for that? This thing.
Yeah, more or less what we're kind of aiming for, I feel, is we don't want people to feel like it's a student project. We don't want that kind of load on them. If people don't want to be in a student project and then they don't want to be in a student club either, I think IE Mechatronics is the perfect place for them. Because like दोनों का experience meld होके यहाँ पे मिल रहा है.
Right, that sounds really good.
And since there were COVID and everything was there, so number one, we didn't keep any specific deadlines. Like it was not, there were no strict deadlines. If a person was facing some issues, and there are no daily reports to submit. Number one, like there's no daily report submission at all, no deadlines. You are given a week's time. If you're done earlier, you can submit then. If you want more time, want to explore more, you are free to. And if we do allow change of subsystems as and when you like, but not very frequent. But you need to have a proper reasoning and proper knowledge of which subsystem you want to go in and why you want to go in. So yeah, then that is a possibility. But we are not right now aiming for a student project status.
Okay, that sounds really nice. So the next question we have over here is, okay, another one of those questions that people ask a lot. How much time do you think, like how much time do you expect a member of this club to basically devote to this?
Okay, I'd like to answer that. So there is basically, you need to devote at max 5 hours a week. Like that is a very rough figure, because there's just one meeting per week, and that too we are taking an attendance. But if you're having some problems or something, we just have one meeting a week. That is about at max goes for an hour. And other than that, we delegate tasks, and that we have a task board to keep track of tasks. And then you are free to work on the task you are, like the task given to you. So it takes, we decide tasks on a monthly basis, like this is your this month's task, so you can complete it, and tasks are not that hard. So on a daily basis, you can spend like half an hour or an hour at max on the club. And on a weekly basis, you need at max 5 hours. That's more than enough for a club, because you have academics to cope up with. Yeah, it is basically lesser.
Sometimes it's just a 15-minute task. Like यहाँ पे है, you get the text written for you. You just copy paste it into GIMP, or you copy paste it into Photoshop, and you have the thing ready. We have pre-made templates and whatnot. It's very low, low time requirement.
Okay, understand. Cool. So moving on to our next question, we have, what are the different subsystems that you have in your club?
All right, so going ahead with the technical subsystems, we have got artificial intelligence, we have got electrical and mechanical. So in artificial intelligence, we are looking at, currently looking at a bit of web dev, a bit of ROS, that's robot operating system, basically run on Linux, where we can simulate stuff and do other stuff on on ROS, and we could also like it's basically building a robot and making it work and seeing the dynamics, the physical aspects and stuff. And other than that, we are also working on machine learning as well. In electrical subsystem, we work mainly on the softwares that are Proteus and the hardware that is Arduino. We have been working on a bot that is actually a drone, and different ideas like a binary clock and something like that. Apart from that, coming to mechanical, we have been working on Fusion 360, good amount of MATLAB, and also we are starting with URDF that is needed in ROS. So basically, our subdomain coming out to be ROS, as in we are trying to integrate ROS in all subsystems to make a final product. So that is the thing. Continuing with the managerial side, Mukundan.
So on the non-technical side of things, we have management and media and marketing. So in management, we have a few subdivisions, namely that's HR that takes care of meeting notes, attendance, and all of that stuff. Then we have content. So what content does is it provides the contents for all of our posts. All of the Instagram posts that you see is provided by content. And lastly, we have documentation on a subdivision where we are trying to put out a IEI newsletter using this. So you'll see once in a while you'll see one of our events and uska IEI newsletter पे एक what do you call it? एक article आ जाएगा, right? And then we have media and marketing. This is just the graphics and video editing sort of thing. So media and marketing, we have two subdivisions. One is the video editing and one is graphics. So we're working with Premiere Pro, After Effects. We are currently trying to build up to our reels on Instagram, and and obviously we have the graphic design side of things where we're using GIMP and Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and so on.
So now I guess we have come to an end of the formal segment of our video. Let's move on to the informal part where we have some interesting questions, I would say. So starting off with our cut this part. Okay. So moving on to our informal segment, the question I have for you is, can you explain how was your tenure up till now in the IE Mechatronics Club?
All right. Mukundan, start once. I'll just continue.
So basically, I'm going to be very honest here. I joined IE Mechatronics on a total whim. एक दिन ऐसा WhatsApp पे message आया, join IE Mechatronics. I was like, this looks nice, and I just went for the interview. I did not expect to be part of the club. I did not expect to be part of management. I did not plan to apply for management until the last moment. I mean, interview में जाके बोला कि मुझे ये आता है. So Soham was the one who took my interview, and he's the vice president. He was the vice president last year. So
Okay.
he was like, you know this. All right, great. And then I think something clicked in his head and he just put me into management. I was hoping I'd be in AI or something, and flat out no other. So yeah. And with यहाँ पे आके, I was like, let's do something. And Aryan Arani was like, we'll start a video team. And I was like, this sounds interesting. I do everything on a whim, right? So I was like, this sounds interesting. And I went for the video team, and then I'm here. So yeah, you can guess how it would have been. It's just like either udhar, either udhar.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
nice.
Yeah, so similar stuff happened. I got recruited in the first semester ka end on the basis of what I kind of did along with the seniors. I got to know the seniors. I did work with them, and then recruitments happened, interviews happened. I was not too much aware of much clubs then, so I was put into management, and I was pretty happy with that because we used to do a bit of graphics, a bit of here and there, get to know about other subsystems, even though we were not there. So soon they were like, we need a management head too. Would you be like to be? Would you be like to be one of the heads? I was like, but I'm a second year. But then they were like, yeah. So what? We have seen your work. Why not apply for that? So I was like, okay, fine, I'll apply. The board interview went for like 45, 50 minutes. I was pretty tense and pretty sure that seniors have applied, so I won't be getting a position. But then one day a call comes up of the Gen Sec. She was like, send your photo, we need to do it for a form. And in the evening, the post is posted with me as the management, the publicity and marketing head. That was really interesting. And uh, since then I've been trying to handle everything. And I never knew I would fall in love with management area as well. I love managing stuff, micromanaging stuff, even delegating stuff. That's pretty nice.
By the way, for the viewers, just saying, Bhai Achyut mast banda hai. I actually came to know about IE Mechatronics Club because of him, and I'm really happy कि ऐसा पता चला मेरे को इस club के बारे में. So yeah, like काफी अच्छा था. So I guess that's pretty much the end of this episode. Can you guys just ask the viewers to like, share, and subscribe, comment?
Go ahead, guys. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and like तोड़ दो वाला subscribe button, as more YouTubers say. Almighty, Jai Jai.
अब देखो अच्युत ने बोल दिया, अब तो करना पड़ेगा.
Mukundan, from your side too, please.
Yes, smash that subscribe button, bro.
Okay, done. Cool. So let's just end it. We'll meet soon, maybe in the next episode. Okay, bye bye.